Silhouettes in Indian cinema. In this lesson, I would like to take to you a new facet of visual communication which none of you have ever learnt or studied as much as you learn now. Silhouettes are special photograph shoots done to achieve a particular aesthetic effect. As I mentioned in the previous lesson, Indian cinema is unique for offering rasa and bhava to the audience. Rasa can be interpreted as a quintessential of emotion, with bhava offering an added advantage. You will also learn that though silhouettes have developed in photography in the West, its multidimensional meaning making process has come to stay in India itself with the beginning of the Indian cinema in the late 19th century. Probably no cinema in the world has used so much silhouettes embedded in narrative as much as Indian cinema, especially after Hindi cinema discontinued the practice of using aesthetics as part of narrative in the post-20th century. Still, Indian regional cinema, Telugu, continues it as digital content that has a meaning-making value to the narrative even today. In this lesson, you would thus learn aesthetic and narrative significance of silhouettes in Indian cinema with evidence from Hindi before 1990s and Telugu cinema till date. To enable the student to understand what is a silhouette, to inform the learner of visual communication in what way silhouette could be considered as an aesthetic spectacle, to enlighten the student of visual communication how many ways silhouettes are viewed in Indian cinema with special reference to Hindi and Telugu cinema, to explain to the student of visual communication what is the Western theoretical perception of silhouettes, to educate the learner how Indian directors viewed silhouettes as part of narratives in Hindi and Telugu cinema, to make student of visual communication aware of how significant is aesthetic potential of silhouette to the audience, to enable the students of visual communication to analyze how semiotics and silhouettes are interlinked. Definition of silhouette: the dark shape and outline of someone or something visible in restricted light against a brighter background in a photograph or in a shot of 24 frames, a film, is understood as a silhouette. In other words, silhouettes are images of subjects, whereas shadows are objects of subjects. Shadows form different sides of an individual or an object given the angle of source of light, but silhouette is formed only when the subject is in alignment with the source light in one single direction only, that is background. The opposite of silhouette isolation on black, a silhouette is a dark or black foreground with a light background. Silhouette photography is a wonderful way to convey drama, mystery, emotion and mood in a picture. A silhouette is defined as a view of an object or a scene consisting of the outline and a featureless interior, with the silhouetted object usually being black. The word silhouette is derived from the name of Etienne de Silhouette, a French finance minister who in 1759 was forced by France's credit crisis during the 7 years war to impose severe economic demands upon the French people, particularly the wealthy. Because of de Silhoutte's austere economics, his name became synonymous with anything done or made cheaply, and so with these outlines, portraits, prior to the advent of photography, silhouette profile cut from backdrops were the cheapest way of recording a person's appearance. The term silhouette, although existing from the 18th century, was not applied to the art of portrait making until the 19th century. In the 18th century and early 19th century, profiles or shades, as they were called, were made by one or three methods: painted on ivory, plaster, paper, card, or in reverse on glass; a hollow cut, where the negative image was traced and then cut away from the light colored paper, which was then laid atop a dark background; cut and paste, where the figures was cut out of dark paper, usually freehand, and then pasted onto a light background. A silhouette is the image of person, animal, object or scene represented as a solid shape of a single color, usually black, with its edges matching the outline of the subject. The interior of a silhouette is featureless, and the silhouette is usually presented on a light background, usually white or none at all. The silhouette differs from just being an outline which depicts the edge of an object in a linear form, while a silhouette appears solid shape. Silhouette images may be created in any visual artistic media, but were the first used to describe pieces of cut paper which were then stuck to a backing in a contrasting color and often framed. Cutting portraits, generally in profile from black card, became popular in the mid 18th century, though the term silhouette was seldom used until the early decades of the 19th century, and the tradition has continued under the name of the 21st century. They represented a cheap but effective alternative to portrait miniature, and skilled specialist artists could cut a high quality bust portrait, by far the most common style, in a matter of minutes. working purely by eye. Other artists, especially from about 1790, drew an outline on paper and then painted it in, which could be equally quick. From its original graphic meaning, the term Silhouette has been extended to describe the sight of representation of a person, object or scene that is backlit and appears dark against a lighter background. Anything that appears this way, for example, a figure standing backlit in a doorway, may be described as in Silhouette because a silhouette emphasizes the outline. The word has been used in the fields of fashion and fitness to describe the shape of a person's body or the shape created by wearing clothing of a particular style or period. Silhouette as a spectacle. Silhouette is a spectacle as far as Indian cinema and photography is concerned. It is symbolic, semiotic and contextual in Indian cinema and means a lot to the audiences in terms of satisfying the rasa and bhava spirit of Indian audiences who are generally emotional by conviction. It also adds beauty or enhances the enjoyment of beauty in a given scene. It is here that becomes a spectacle of rasa and bhava. It is a diegetic of narrative. It is also part of romanticism. As everybody knows, Indian cinema is unique and distinct from other forms of world cinema by virtue of its having different components of film narrative. Some call it as heterogeneous production compared to serial nature of production of Hollywood. Indian cinema, since its beginning, is embedded with silhouettes which at different points of narrative connoted different meanings to the narrative. What we define above is only a denotative meaning, but the connotations of silhouettes in a cinema narrative vary from context to context. Even in the worst case of least representation of a silhouette as a cutaway shot, still it offers or portends something ominous coming up next. Till date, silhouettes of Indian cinema have not attracted the attention of the Indian academics, even in small way, though there were some small studies of semiotics of Indian cinema. Further, many academics have least understood the significance of Indian cinema from a non-personal perspective, let alone aesthetics of silhouettes. The author of this lesson is the first to conduct an in-depth research on the silhouettes of Indian cinema in general and in Telugu cinema in particular. A detailed classification of silhouettes signifying different connotations in relation to narrative of a given film would be brought out soon and would be published elsewhere. How silhouettes become a spectacle in the crux of the issue in this research. Firstly, silhouettes are not just black cutouts or outlines against light background. They are more than that in the context of black and white or color cinema. The colors in the silhouette are selective and are diegetic of narrative. Thus, they elevate the context in which the film director and cameraman choose to portray the character in question in a silhouette shot. Secondly, the colors of the silhouette not only reveal the context but also capture the mood of the scene, intensifying the poignancy of the context. Thus, silhouette is more than an aesthetic spectacle. Indian cinema, be it Hindi or Telugu cinema, both of which were born on the same sets, have shared a common film shooting culture or dynamics. Both the cinemas have been using the silhouettes since the time of silent era, but we have very few films that too not full length to offer as evidence, but we have a good evidence of involving silhouettes since the time of talkie era. Indian directors and cameramen shooting silhouettes relating to various facets of narrative is certainly an innovation of Indian cinema that subsumes both Hindi and Telugu cinema. Till 1990s, Hindi cinema is found to replete with silhouettes for elevation of its film narratives in various ways, but after the trend of globalization ushered in, Hindi cinema codes and conventions started moving towards Western Hollywood codes that rarely used silhouettes in its film narratives. As a result, many upcoming Hindi film directors, producers and cameramen altogether forgot the application of silhouettes. Thus, after 1990s, the application of silhouettes in Hindi cinema has become a scarce spectacle, but it is still continuing in the Telugu and Tamil and South Indian cinema till date. However, I would take a few films at random from both Telugu and Hindi to show how silhouettes have been widely used in both the cinemas within a wider purview of concerned film narratives. It must be borne in mind that Telugu film industry is the foremost since the beginning of talkie era to invest funds in Hindi film industry, a fact that has constantly, incessantly missed the attention of both Bollywood as well as Tollywood film scholars. Hence, my citing examples from Hindi and Telugu cinema should not be viewed as limited evidence that will not suffice as evidence to it theorize. It is only indicative list for making a case for silhouettes as a necessary contribution to narrative in Hindi and Telugu cinema. A thorough investigation of all regional cinemas, especially those from South, would certainly substantiate the above meta-theorization of application of silhouettes in relation to Indian cinema. Examples of Telugu and Hindi cinema. I offer here an example of Hindi film Bhabhi, directed by Krishna Panju for AVM Productions. The film was a remake of Tamil version Kuladaivam, produced in Tamil, directed by Krishna Panju for SK Pictures. Even Tamil version was remade from the Bengali original from Bangakora, which was based on the novel Bijila by Prabhavati Devi Saraswati. The film was remade in Telugu as Kuladaivam in 1960, produced by Saradhi Studios, directed by G. Kabir Das. It is a story about the family relations and the misunderstandings that erupt among the kith and kin. In the process, a most pleasing character and wife of Balraj Sahani, role portrayed by Pandari Bai, who wins the love of all, suffers a lot of indignation that becomes central to the theme. It is around this journey in the film narrative most famous songs Chal Urja Repanti would be recorded. In fact, this song becomes a title runner and background scorer in the film right from the beginning. The Telugu version of this film, Kuladaivam 1960 as well as Babi in 1957, both films have embedded a number of silhouettes for an in-depth study. For one to study in depth about their application and relevance to narratives. The opening shots in both the films look alike with respect to silhouettes while the titles roll on. Most importantly, the song Chal Urja Repanti was sung by Muhammad Rafi in Hindi version of Babi. The same song was rendered into Telugu version of Kuladaivam by Ghantasala Venkateswara Rao. The Telugu version is Paininche O Chiluka. Both the songs comprise silhouettes. If one watches the Telugu version of Devadas and Hindi version of Devadas, one finds an astonishing number of silhouettes in both the films. Shot in black and white, both films have embedded silhouettes to connote different meanings of narratives at different points of time using silhouettes. Incidentally, both films offer a good study to contrast between shadows and silhouettes in these black and white films. Such opportunity to study the significance of silhouettes in the context of narratives with the fidelity to the original novel is missing in the subsequently shot films on the novella Devadas. Those interested in the silhouettes may compare these films with Sanjay Leela Bhansali's Devadas, a color film produced in 2002. Such comparative studies offer a new insight to the significance of silhouettes in Indian cinema as a matter of expanding and scope and meaning of Indian aesthetics. As mentioned earlier, the songs in Hindi and Telugu films do embed silhouettes, a practice that continued till 1990s in Hindi but stopped mostly later. But the history of Telugu film industry shows that they are being continued in Telugu films even today. The critical question remains here is why at one time silhouettes played a key role in Hindi and Telugu, or for that matter in South Indian film industry at one time, and as to why the film industry in the north gradually distanced from its role on the narrative. I further offered some more examples from latest Telugu films. Latest films in theatre in Alavaikuntapuramlo are Gaddalakonda Ganesh 2019 or Snehituda Bahubali the beginning and the conclusion offer a wide application of silhouettes that fit the various occasions of the narrative. Earlier films like Geetanjali, Sitara, Dance Master and a number of K. Vishwanath films such as Sagar Sangamam, Swarna Kamalam and Shankarabharanam etc. have short films embedded with silhouettes. In Alavaikuntapuramlo, there in Vaikuntapuram is a latest film. The narrative runs in a different way, the run of a mill. The folk songs, which are mostly getting popular in Telugu industry of late, new wave trend, have become cynosure of attraction for the audiences as the hero dances to its tunes in wonderfully viewed sets. In one such song, Ramulo Ramula, the hero enters to pub where his family members are already celebrating a family function. At this time, a background scoring goes in a silhouette shot using shahanai, a music instrument. Immediately it strikes to him of a rural folk song which he learned from some unidentified sources at some time back in the past. That is Ramulo Ramula. The director uniquely connects the hero's wish to silhouette acting as a harbinger of the folk song sung by the hero, which enthralled not only the characters within the reel but also the audience in the theatre. The actual silhouette acting as a harbinger of the coming up folk song runs for a few seconds, maybe even less than 2 seconds, but it has been wonderfully contrived by the director. Again, one finds a critical aspect of application of silhouettes and their relevance to Indian cinema, especially in regional cinemas like Telugu. For instance, compare the full length implication of silhouettes in the films Kuladaivam and Babi as mentioned above prior to 1990s, and then marginalizing them to a few seconds in the real time of a few occasions in the post 1990s. In our study, I found a number of interesting facets as answers to the decreasing phenomenon, yet acting as signifier or as harbinger of events coming up in the film. The decrease of silhouettes is primarily due to the lack of knowledge of the directors about rasa and bhava. The present generation of new directors trained in various film institutes are not familiar with the production techniques and innovations that their predecessor generation of directors have achieved in holding rasa and bhava in their films. Most of the film institutes and film studies departments in India are quite content with the Western Western production techniques which rarely use Silhouettes in their filmic and television productions. In fact, one of the lessons I have dealt with earlier in this course has explained the findings of Elizabeth Burch, who way back in 2005 has found that Indian television and filmmaking techniques widely vary from the Western, especially in the US and Hollywood conventions. I have also explained through my own research publication, my own true research published in 2015, Indian cinema has broken the Western models of filmmaking. Next, you would study an interesting area of Silhouettes in film remakes, another important area of research in film studies. Gadalakonda Ganesh had remade a song that was taken from a blockbuster Telugu movie Devata, starred by Sobhan Babu and Sridevi. Ellu vachi Godaralle Ellakila Paddadamu, which was remade in the new film Gaddalakonda Ganesh. Another interesting story about the then film Devata is it was remade in Hindi as Tofa, starring Jitendra and Jayaprada and Sridevi. All the songs in the Telugu film were rendered to Hindi and music was composed by Bappi Lahari. However, notwithstanding this, 3 super hit Telugu songs of Devata were remade in the series of Baghi 1, 2 and 3, the last one released in 2020. The song displays 2 passionate frames in the song in Silhouettes, which stands to testify to the fact that Telugu cinema has not yet forgotten the key role of Silhouettes in enhancing the passion during the romance. Strangely, in the original song, choreographed in 1982, such great director Raghavendra Rao did not resort to Silhouettes in this song, but the latest director Harish Shankar has done it. At the same time, you find other forms of aesthetics in the song, which is beside point. Actually, when a film or a song is remade, there would be more than 90% compliance or fidelity to the original song, leaving 10% margin for the nativity. But here you find a deviation from the compliance. This is another dimension of Silhouettes that you find in extensive use in Telugu romantic songs. Next film that occupies a lot of significance in terms of semiotics of Silhouettes is Geetanjali. Stuff of songs invite Silhouettes that act both as semiotically as well as an extended narrative. Similar situation one finds from Rudraveena. The song Nammaku Nammaku Eeraini ranks 1 in the whole film, in which one finds a number of Silhouettes as well as shadows playing a wonderful game, enhancing the magnanimity of the leader. The next film that I propose to place before you is Sitara. The song in the film Kukuku, Kukuku, Kokila, Rave, Ranivasamu, Usulandukove is a song full of Silhouettes and semiotics that needs a lot of effort to deconstruct. One finds a similar song in the film Dance Master. The opening song Ranela Vasantale is fully shot as series of Silhouettes which are nothing but semiotics and are very much part of the narrative. I cite here another example of Telugu movie where Silhouettes are involved in a serious discussion between hero and heroine by the side of a canal bank. The name of the film is Santosham. A discussion happens that is embedded in Silhouettes. The films of K. Vishwanath offer plenty of such Silhouettes that perform various functions of narratives. Due to limitation of space and time, I am trying to end the lesson here. Hope you find this extended research on this subject elsewhere soon. Silhouettes are unique both from photography as well as cinematography point of view. A photo can speak 10,000 words, but a silhouette can speak more than that. A silhouette has a wide range of expression. A photo may not have been before or after its take, but a silhouette has a beginning and a continuity. It is thus having a narrative function. It cannot be a cutaway shot fading in and new sequence. Even if it is shot as a cutaway, it portends something ominous in the next sequence. Thus, life of Silhouette is much bigger. Silhouettes are romantic, passionate, pathetic, emotional and expressionistic. They perform various roles. Silhouettes in Indian cinema are much neglected area, though we as audience have been watching them in the films over and over in thousands of films produced in Hindi prior to 1990s and in Telugu or South Indian languages even now. The latest films like Alabaikuntapurambulo 2020, Gaddalakonda Ganesh 2019, Snehituda 2009, Bahubali 2015 and 17, one finds a number of Silhouettes performing various roles in the narrative. They are indeed aesthetic spectacles invoking the rasa and bhava of Indian cinema. Robert Stam has stated that the much touted rasa theory of Indian theatre arts and fine arts, the culmination of which is the world cinema, has not yet been substantiated by the so-called Bollywoodized scholars who interpret Indian cinema from the Western theories and perspectives. At least now, we offer theoretical anchoring for Indian rasa theory by studying different aspects of Indian cinema purely from Indian culture and tradition perspective, of which I am sure Silhouettes would make up a reasonable entity of rasa and bhava.